Hey everybody, stick around because we are back at the campground. Thanks for clicking on this video. We are finally back after a couple of weeks off of not dropping any videos. Today, as you can see around me, it's a foggy and rainy day in the Smoky Mountains, and there's some kind of a creature walking around out here. Oh wait, that's not a creature. It's Mr. Fish. You probably could have guessed he would be here. We are back in Cherokee, North Carolina at Mile High Campground. It's been raining since we got here. We got here late last night, which is why we didn't shoot an intro video once we got here. And we came in, it was raining. We got up this morning, it was raining. Hopefully it's supposed to taper off later on today. We are staying in one of the primitive cabins. We'll give you a tour of the cabin a little bit later so you can kind of see what that's all about. But for now, we are making breakfast. So just follow us along on this adventure and see where it goes. So we had a bright and early morning this morning. One of the issues, it's not necessarily a negative, but one of the issues with the cabin is that there's not any curtains on the windows and there's skylights at the top. So once the sun comes up, pretty much everybody's up. Mr. Fish was kind enough to brew up some coffee, which is always a good way to wake up. It's a little bit chilly this morning. If you didn't see our other video here at Mile High, I'll post a link to it down in the description box. But one of the great things about this location is it's about 90 degrees back at home, and this morning it's probably about 55 degrees here, and it's not expected to get over 75. It's a great location for weather, for summer camping. If you're one of those people like me that does not like to just be out in the heat, this is the way to do it. This is Fish losing his marbles.
And here's tongs. But I found a can opener.
Can opener and tongs are two totally different things.
Squeeze them hard enough. That's coffee.
If you guys are not subscribed to Mr. Fish's YouTube channel, you need to go over there and do that, because if you like watching us cook stuff here at camp, Fish does a lot of cooking videos at his house, and he does things like smoking barbecue and such. He recently bought a new smoker and put up a video of himself smoking 3 racks of ribs and 2 Boston butts, and I watched it at breakfast time and wanted to find a barbecue place to go get barbecue for breakfast. It looked that good. So go subscribe to his channel, watch his videos.
We brought some barbecue with us.
That's right. We're going to have some rib either tonight or tomorrow night that Mr. Fish brought with us. He just came off of, what do they call that thing?
Memphis May barbecue competition.
Yeah, Memphis May barbecue competition, where his team took some trophies home. So
very excited.
So one of the things that's cool about this area, we are in the Cherokee area of North Carolina. The campground here is on Cherokee reservation land, but there's a really cool and spooky legend that goes with this area. And at some point during the camp out, we're going to tell you guys all about the Legend of Spearfinger, and we're going to see if we can do something to maybe do a little looking around for Spearfinger. So stick around for that. That's going to be very interesting. That's right, we have bait. We brought the kid with us on this trip. If I didn't mention it before, my wife and my youngest daughter came with us on this trip. The youngest daughter may be regretting that she came with us. We're going to string her up in a tree later and see if Spearfinger comes looking for her.
Tender liver.
Your place is in the kitchen, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
That's probably big enough.
No, we're making big enough pancakes.
Gonna end up with a full sheet pan. Stay on target. It's not non-sticking.
This is the worst flipper thing ever.
Wrong tool for the job, Jeremiah. Whatever. Welcome to Worst Cooks in America, Camp Edition.
You're welcome.
Yes.
There's syrup.
He's got the good stuff over there.
You want the good stuff?
Yeah, just on the side, so I can dip my bacon in it.
Wow, that's full.
Actual maple syrup.
That's good.
That'll be good. We have a special request for the wife for bacon pancakes. So if I'd got her to come camping with me, I guess I've got to feed her the way she wants to be fed.
Oh, look at that. It's a little dark.
So we're going to get a shot of Jeremiah trying sweet cream pancakes for the first time. Smoky Mountain style sweet cream pancakes.
Oh, dude.
We'll never go back to regular pancakes.
No. Man. It was like a confectionery.
It really does. It's very decadent.
Get one with the bacon. Man. Okay. I may have another pancake.
So it finally stopped raining and the sun poked its head out for a little bit, but right now we've got a lot of this Smoky Mountain smoke in the air. It's absolutely gorgeous out here, just a little on the creepy side. The missus is sneaking around, trying to get on camera. Spooky. I wanted you guys to be able to see the inside of the cabin here because when we were booking the cabin, I noticed that I could not find any photos, any videos, anything anywhere that actually showed the inside of the primitive cabins at Mile High Campground. So I'm going to take you guys inside real quick and show you a little bit. I mean, it's a very small cabin. There's not much to it, but it's kind of a neat setup. So I'm going to take y'all in, show you so that you can see where we're staying this weekend. All right, so we're going to go in here. Let me zoom all the way out. All right, so right inside the door, there's a set of bunk beds. There's the top bunk, and there's a little skylight up there. And bottom bunk, and there's just a little window that looks out on the porch. Place to stow your stuff in the corner. Down here at this end is the ladder that goes up to the top bunk. You can see the ceiling is very, very rustic. And we'll move in here. This is the other bedroom. See, there's a nice little church pew with all of our stuff on it and the Mr. Heater there. It is chilly enough for a heater. Get the little church pew. Then we come in here and there's a platform, queen size platform. And of course a window and a skylight. But here you see where we have our bed set up. The air mattress and some sleeping bags. A little bit of space on each side. With the jackery in the corner because there is no power at all in this cabin. It's completely primitive. And then there's the mirror. A place to hang your shirt on some nails. And Mr. Fish has his lantern in here. There's something creepy happening here. What is this? What's going on here? So that's our cabin. It's primitive, it's cozy, provides 4 walls and a roof, and that was really nice last night while it was raining the whole night. It beats waking up in a tent in the rain inside the tent.
Yep.
Like it did last time we were here. We're loading up the wife and kid, and we're going to jump in the car and go into Maggie Valley and do some running around. We'll bring y'all back if we run into anything cool, or later when we get back here to camp.
See what we can find.
So while we were in town exploring Maggie Valley, we came across something really cool. The wife had told me that when she was a kid, she used to go to a park called Ghost Town in the Sky, which happens to be in Maggie Valley. And while we were out driving around, we drove past it. It is currently an abandoned amusement park, and nothing quite gets me ready to go exploring like that combination of words, abandoned amusement park. So we're gonna go in and do a little bit of exploring, get a few really cool video shots and pictures and stuff, and show you guys what has become of Ghost Town in the Sky, which is currently going under the name Ghost Town Village. Something just hit me in the head. I think this place might be haunted. What is wrong with you? So come along with us. We're gonna go check this place out real quick. So how cool was that? Exploring the abandoned amusement park, the ghost town in the sky / ghost town village in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. Hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, by the way, go ahead and give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Check out our Amazon wish list down in the description box below. If you're in a position to help out the channel, that's an excellent way to do so. Now we're gonna go back to the campground and chill out by a campfire for a little while. Let's jump back in the car, get back to the campsite. You know what you're doing?
I think I do. Doesn't mean I do, but...
Suddenly Jeremiah thinks he's a bushcrafter.
Because I've been watching your videos.
So while we were in town, we ran the camp security system, which is Mr. Fish's trail cam, and we found something really cool on it when we got back. Apparently a wild turkey decided to come up into our campsite and feed. Get it real close up there. So we got video of Mr. Wild Turkey.
Very cool.
It's getting to be about whiskey o'clock. Today's whiskey of choice is Tin Cup.
Smells like Merry Christmas.
So it occurred to me when I was showing the cabin earlier that I have not given a tour of the exterior of the cabin, so you can see what these things look like from the outside. So let's do a little quick walk around here and kind of see what there is to see. So you got a nice little porch right on the front. Tin roof. It's rusted. Plain panel walls. Some kind of critter burrowing under. On this side, there's a little window on the back. And down this side here. Very simple, kind of pioneer structure to it. Got our kitchen set up on the front porch, since it was raining last night. And look, the fire's going.
Ta-da!
And there's Fish.
Here's Fish, this guy. Alright, so I brought you guys some what I call sweet style ribs. I did a 225 at about 2 or 3 hours, and then I take them off after it's just a basic dry rub and let them sit on the dry rub for a few hours before smoking. Smoke them, and then I put them double layer of aluminum foil. I put some honey, some Parquet easy squeeze butter, that honey, some brown sugar, barbecue sauce, a little bit of hot sauce. I like the sriracha sauce, and then some extra seasonings, some barbecue seasoning on top of that. Once we get that on both sides, we wrap it up, double wrap with ribs, get it go for about 2.5 hours. Then we unwrap it, glaze it, and then we let it sit for the rest of the time. So we have these right here. So these have already been refrigerated and chilled. So these are ready to go. We just need to heat them up and they're ready to serve.
Absolutely beautiful.
Go ahead and finger.
Is there a place to put a wedding ring on one of these? Because I think I might marry that.
Yeah, right there.
There you go.
Right in that bone.
Right on that bone.
That's good. That's righteous.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Ooh, it's gonna be so good.
Let's get that on the fire.
Let's get it. I'm just gonna go ahead and set them right over the grill. Let them go like that. Alright, so first thing we're going to do in the pan, we're going to put a little bit of Kerrygold butter, and then we're going to put some oil. We've got some salt, some fresh cracked pepper, it's always the best, and then some garlic powder, and these will crisp up nicely and they'll just be absolutely delicious. If you're ever cooking with butter and you need a little bit of higher heat, you can always use some canola oil. Mix that in with it. You'll still get the butter flavor, but you actually raise the smoke temperature of the butter, which is a little nice tip. Rendered. Now we're clarified. There we go, get it coated. maybe. You want to see these things just kind of come off the rib? And that just little smoke ring right there.
Look at that.
Hmm.
That's our dinner tonight. So I know y'all are officially jealous. We're fixing to turn this camera off. We're gonna put some of these on a plate and put that in our bellies. It's not fair. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. See, friends right there.
Mm-hmm.
Friends don't let friends do without ribs. Oh my God, those are amazing. Done with y'all. Go away. So now that dinner's done and we are sitting by the campfire, be a good time for a campfire story, right?
Yes, I love campfire stories.
So if you read the title for this video before you clicked on it, you know that we're going to talk a little bit about the Legend of Spearfinger. Now, because we are staying on Cherokee reservation land, when we started doing a little bit of research trying to find out a little bit more about this area, we came across a really creepy legend about this place. And it's kind of interesting that we found this out on a trip that I brought my kid on. And you'll see in just a minute why I say that. So the legend of Spearfinger goes that the Cherokee people believe that there was a shapeshifter that lives in the highest peaks of the mountains in this area. And we are at Mile High Campground. We are at one of the highest peaks of mountains in this area.
It's actually the highest point in all of Cherokee on the reservation.
Okay, so basically we are camping right in the middle of Spearfinger's territory. So Spearfinger essentially is a witch that has an obsidian knife for a finger, and she preys on children, and a lot of times she'll show up looking like an old woman, and she'll ask the children if she can brush their hair, and while she's brushing their hair she will spear them in the back with her finger, and then she will cut out their liver and eat it.
That's not terrifying.
No, not at all. Cherokee lore goes that villagers become very distrustful of anyone who disappears from the village for what they deem to be too long of a period of time, because Spearfinger is a shapeshifter and they worry that she might be disguising herself as them to get at their children. Now, the way she finds the villages is she follows the campfires. She tracks them down, and we have a campfire here and we have a child accompanying us on this trip. So that having been said, we of course, I'm not here to throw my kid to some evil spirit or anything, but
that's not what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't also necessarily believe that there is a witch with an obsidian blade for a finger running around in the hills here, but we're gonna push this one to the limit.
Let's do it.
In addition to camping at the highest point in the Cherokee Res area and having a child with us on the camping trip, I also brought some chicken livers, and tonight when we go to bed, we're going to set them out here in the camp, probably on one of these firewood stumps that we've got sitting here, and we're going to set up the trail cam and see what it captures. And see if Spearfinger comes lurking around our cabin, trying to take my kid and eat her liver. Hopefully, if she comes around with that intent, then maybe she'll just take the chicken livers and go away and be happy and leave us alone.
Peace offering, if you will.
So, we'll see what happens when we get ready to go to bed tonight. Right now, I think we're going to walk down the path a little bit and watch this sunset that's coming up in the next few minutes.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's already starting to take form, so we're going to walk down to the overlook point, take a look at the sunset, and then probably come back, chill here at the fire for a little bit, put out some chicken livers, and crawl into bed inside the nice toasty warm cabin. We'll see you guys in a little bit. So we have a slight change of plans. We're not going to put the camera out tonight to look for Spearfinger. They've got the bear traps set back up. Apparently there's a bear in the area. So we're going to put the trail cam out tonight to see if we can capture the capture of the bear if he comes back tonight. And then tomorrow we will put the livers out and the camera and hunt for Spearfinger.
So probably that way. What do you think? It's there. It's going to look that way towards the thing. I don't know if it's close enough to
I don't know if it looks like it's pointed more off this way. I think it might need to get, yeah, a little bit more that way.
All right. I think it's good enough. All right. So it's armed. Let's run it.
So last night, instead of putting the camera up at the campsite and looking for Spearfinger, we opted to put the trail cam down by the bear trap. That was actually a good decision. It's kind of funny, we've taken the trail cam on most of our camping trips and we have yet to capture a single thing. And so far on this trip, we captured the turkey invading our campsite, but now we have something really cool because last night they caught this gigantic black bear in the bear trap that we had the camera set up on. We're gonna put some footage up of the bear sniffing around the bear trap. And it also occurred to me that it was dark last night when we were down here, so you guys didn't get to see the bear trap at all. But we're going to go over here in a second, and we're going to show you all the bear in the trap because he's still there. Come on, let's go check this out. Here's the bear trap. Resident 1 each. There he is. It's hard to see in there because he's so dark. He's there. There he is. So Mr. Fish is proud now that he's managed to finally capture something on the trail cam.
One thing.
Of all the times that we put it out in places with much more wildlife, that thing is huge. That is a gigantic bear. And I'm glad that we got to see him, but I'm glad we got to see him in the trap and not in our camp. That would have been a rough way to wake up. It's a bright and crisp and sunshiny morning at camp. It rained most of the night. Being in the clouds like we are, we never really know for sure what's coming. You know, we can kind of tell what's around us, but it's not always going to be the same weather system as we have right here. It rained last night, but it stopped when it was time to get up this morning. It made for decent sleeping in the cabin. So now we're going to get ready, and Mr. Fish is making coffee as usual. We're going to do breakfast, and then we're going to head into Cherokee to show the wife and kids the area. It's coffee time.
It's coffee time.
What's for breakfast, Jeremiah?
We're doing some breakfast burritos. We got some, thanks. We got some.
That's a vote of support from the wife there.
I love it. We got 2 eggs. We've got 3 strips of bacon chopped up. We're gonna saute this. We've got some Hatch chili pepper sauce we're gonna put on this. We've got some sharp white aged cheddar from Cabot over in Vermont. And then we've got a little bit of hot sauce that's going to go on it, wrap it up, and then grill it in the burrito. And then it's going to be delicious.
A good way to start any morning.
Absolutely, right over this little camp stove. Oh, yeah.
Chef Fish.
Chefish.
Chefish. You're kind of chefish.
I'm like shellfish.
Right. I've met chefs that he would outdo in a heartbeat.
Jeremiah, I have to tell you how pumped I get to see that now every time you make your burritos, that you do that as your finishing move.
Right. Oh, you taught me that. And it changes the texture and everything. Like, I was like, ooh, look at this gooey, it's like softness. But it was like, then you like softness and then chewy and then crispy and then, oh, it's like flavor meets texture.
Whereas before it was kind of a, you know, you've got the gumminess and the doughiness of it. And now you've got that crispy outside thing.
Oh, yeah. And even Trill, I did it for Trill. She's like, yeah, I like these better.
Do you want to show me?
Look at the guts. So it appears that another bear has been reported here at the campground, and the wildlife guys are here with another cage to set it up. So we're gonna go watch them get this thing put together so you can see how a bear trap works and how it gets set up. This is gonna be really cool.
Come on back. Come on back. How's that trail? Pretty good trail, man. Pretty good size fire. That's pretty fun. You leave it down for now, or go ahead and matter? Y'all go ahead and do what you need to do.
So if you're curious at all as far as how they know that there's a bear around, you look for things like this. I mean, they're all along the side here. It's like that one might have been trying to get out. I'm just going to tell y'all, this is why you come here. Look at that view. So I was up near the camp office and they were setting up the bear trap. I got the chance to talk to the wildlife resources guys and I learned a couple of interesting things. I was watching them bait the trap and they had a big coffee container that they poured peanut butter and syrup into. And I was like, yeah, I'd climb up in there for that.
I'd go for that.
But I asked him, because we had a discussion earlier about whether they would put a sedative of some kind in it because they didn't want the bear to, to freak out or anything. And he said, no, they absolutely want him to freak out. And they want him to have a bad experience because then he associates people populated areas with having a bad experience.
Smart.
And that's what makes them not want to come back around here. But because we're on res land, he said that the tribe has a different policy than the park people. So if he was in the park, they would probably transport him a good ways out. They would tag him and then monitor how long it takes him to come back and that kind of stuff. But because we're on res land, he said they only took him about 3 miles away. So there's a good possibility that same gigantic black bear could show back up as early as tonight on this property. But yeah, there is another bear that they think is wandering around right now. So, I mean, there's definitely always a chance that we might have a bear walking through. And they said that the issue with the big one that they caught this morning was that he was what they call a problem bear. He was coming through the campground. He was tumping over trash cans and getting food out of them and whatnot. So he was actually getting into the campsites.
He was well fed.
Yeah, so they decided he needed to be caught and dealt with and taken out of here. But because he's on tribal land, and the policies are different, there's a good chance that he'll probably show back up here. So we're stopping off at the Conalefty Visitor Center. This is a really good place to scope some elk. There's a homestead that's built back here for some cool exploration, and there's a visitor center, so let's go see if we can find some elk. Jeremiah in his natural habitat, looking at animals in their natural habitat.
That's wild. This way. Should anybody be alarmed?
Oh.
You guys need to back up. You guys are way too close.
So we're back in camp after a fun day of sightseeing in Cherokee and a failed attempt at getting Indian tacos. We went to a restaurant and sat for 2 hours, being pretty well ignored by the waitress until we finally got frustrated and got up and left. So we went and found another place to eat, and then we went and did some sightseeing. We saw the elk, and now we're back here. We're fixing to go set up down in the viewing area and go watch the sunset. We didn't get to see the sunset last night. We were going to try to, but we didn't make it in time. And then we're going to come back here and put out some bait for spearfinger. Since we've caught 2 things on the trail cam so far since we've been here, we're going to see if we can catch that evil witch. So this will be our last night at camp. In the morning, the family and I have to get up and pack and head back home, and Mr. Fish is going to stay an extra night like he usually does. So he doesn't have to be at work until 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday, so he gets to stay an extra night. So that's it for now, and we're going to go down and look at the sunset. Y'all come along.
It's her chair, but she thinks it's her chair.
There you go.
I know. Whoever gets in it first, I think.
So the peanut gallery would like to know, what is the difference between a sip and a glug?
Well, here you go. Sip. Glug.
It's official.
That just ran down your beard.
No more glugs for you. We're sitting here cooking on the porch, and then this is beyond the porch.
It's beyond reality.
It's the twilight zone. So we're going to set this log up out here. Trail cam's right there on the tree. There's the log. Here's the cabin. And then there's the campfire. And here is the secret formula. Alright, so we're going to take a couple out here. Put them on the block. That's good. That's perfect, just like that.
I don't want another one.
Make it more child-sized.
Yes.
All right. With the chicken livers in place, trail cam in place, we're going to see if Spearfinger will show up tonight. And I can't wait till the morning to see, you know, is Spearfinger going to come? Who knows? Something might come for those livers, though. And we're going to get it on the trail cam. And we're going to see what happens.
Hope it's not me.
Until then, put this fire out in just a minute. We're going to go to bed. And then we'll see you guys in the morning. Sleep tight. Don't let the Spearfinger bite. We have morning visitors here at the cabin. This is amazing. There's an entire herd.
Holy cow. That's just wild.
Have you ever had them in your camp before?
Whoa, that's cool. Whoa. I mean, we haven't even had our morning coffee yet, and we've got that kind of sighting. Here it is, our last morning at camp. We had a lot of excitement at the campsite this morning. We got up, started making coffee, and the herd of elk came through. Our neighbors started getting packed up and everything. There was a lot of activity going on. The water was out here at camp. So there was a lot going on, and we started making breakfast, and then suddenly realized we did not check for Spearfinger to see if she came last night. So we're gonna walk over here and check the stump that we put the livers out on, and then see if the trail camera caught anything. So let's go have a look. Let's do it. I will say this, my kid is still here this morning, so if she did come around, she didn't get in the cabin. So here is the stump where we left the livers last night. And as we can plainly see, there are no livers.
They are not there.
And then straight ahead, that tree is our game cam. So we're gonna pull the game camera down and we're gonna see if there's anything on it. Jeremiah's gonna look through the game camera real quick. Something came and got the livers, so we're probably gonna get like some kind of a little land critter of some kind. There's no raccoons up here. I mean, it could have been a bear. Maybe we pulled a bear into our campsite. That probably was very irresponsible of us, but we're gonna check this real quick and see. All right, so what do we find?
There's nothing here. I'm going through the footage. This is all from yesterday. I've got nothing.
Okay, let's check. There should be footage of you last night, I think.
Yeah.
Would there be footage of you going in after you turned it on?
No, it gives you 20 seconds to get out of the way. So the last thing.
So there should be footage of the wife leaving the cabin this morning, maybe. Yeah, but then again, it may not have been pointed at where she came out. That's you going to get the camera just now?
Yeah, that's just me getting the camera just now.
And there's nothing before that?
There's nothing before that.
Something.
Yeah, something.
So something came and ate the chicken livers that we put out for Spearfinger.
But
it didn't trigger. Now,
didn't trigger the camera.
You guys have seen on this trip, we've used this as a security system every time we've left the cabin. We caught a wild turkey walking through camp. We caught the bear being trapped with it the night before. So this thing's been working. Now, I'm not going to write it off and say anything in particular, but
Spearfinger. It's got to be.
It could have been electronic. I mean, the batteries are probably going. I mean,
batteries are getting low.
You got cheap batteries in here. You need about
I got
batteries.
cheap batteries.
But
wah.
So here we are at Cherokee, North Carolina at Mile High Campground. We put out bait to capture a supernatural being. Something ate the bait. but did not trigger the cameras.
Didn't catch it. I'm so mad.
So maybe we don't do that again.
Why not?
Well,
I want to.
I mean, what if it gets an appetite for something more than chicken livers?
Well, pray for me. I'm going to be trying to lure her in again tonight.
Fish is going to be here by himself tonight. With this, he is going to be staying in this cabin all by himself tonight.
I'm going to put on my phone, I'm going to play little sounds of girls giggling. Little giggle people.
So I can't wait to hear from him tomorrow morning to see how he sleeps tonight.
My liver's gone.
So we've got breakfast started over here. We're going to go get back to it. So we're doing Kentucky locally sourced sausage, and let's have a look at those grits we're making there.
Yeah, we're making
yellow
some
grits this
yellow
morning.
stone ground grits, again from local Lexington area. We're just waiting for these to cook up. These aren't the normal quick grits. These will take about 30 to 40 minutes to actually fully cook, fully absorb in, and they're a lot heartier, a lot thicker. We're going to get some Kerrygold butter. Looks like an Irish sweet cream butter. We're going to throw that in there with Cabot extra sharp white cheddar. Mix that in there, and we're going to have some of this sausage thrown right on top when we eat it. It's just going to be a meal.
Cool. Can't wait. It's Monday morning. It's the end of our holiday weekend camp out at Mile High Campground in Cherokee, North Carolina. We had a great time bringing the wife and the kid along. They put up with Jeremiah's shenanigans, and we had a really good time. Between going and exploring Ghost Town in the Sky, or at least the lower levels of Ghost Town in the Sky, maybe if you guys comment and like this video enough, we might try to make arrangements to go topside and do some video of that. If you guys want to see that, leave a comment and be sure to like the video. We had the elk in camp this morning. We had the elk that we found last night at the Welcome Center. We had the turkey that came into camp. We hunted for Spearfinger, and she may or may not have showed up. We had the bear get trapped. I mean, this has been an exciting weekend for camping. This is awesome.
I've never seen so much excitement at this campsite before.
I know, this is pretty amazing. And you know, the primitive cabin here has been a fun stay. It's not perfect by any means. If you stay in these cabins for $5 more than a regular campsite, this is actually really good, especially given that the weather is so cold here. If you're not a cold weather camper, this is a good way to do this. Bring a small heater, a gas heater, preferably a Mr. Heater that doesn't put off a bunch of carbon monoxide. Use that to keep warm. Bring a good braided sleeping bag if you're going to come to this campground, no matter how you're going to camp, because it's going to get cold. So the primitive cabin, it was good for us. Now, we have seen that a lot of people don't like these. They are extremely primitive. There is no power. There are sometimes critters. Last night we heard something scurrying around, and it fell and landed on the propane tank. And I woke up worried that that thing was going to try to climb up the ladder next to the bunk bed and run across my face to get back up to where it came from. But it did not, and we actually slept really well in here. It did not rain last night, so we did not have the pitter-patter of rain. But we've got the car packed up. We're fixing to hit the road, head back home. It's been an amazing camping trip. We can't wait to do it again. It's always fun doing these videos and then sharing them with you guys and letting you live vicariously through us. But for now, we're signing off. We're heading home. Remember to prepare for the world that you live in, not the one you wish existed.
And camp with your friends.
Camp with your friends, always.
Always.
We'll see y'all next time.
See you next time.